Well, hello there, Space Monkeys. Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about something I just saw on Twitter. Apparently, there are whispers, according to CNN, that Hillary Clinton might run in 2024. And Chris Cillizza, who works for CNN, just retweeted this, and he thinks this is a great idea. And I have to admit, if you know anything about Chris Cillizza, even Kalinske dunks on him routinely, calls him resident bird brain, and I actually agree with Kyle on this. Cillizza is an idiot, and he retweeted this and was like, oh, this is a great idea, this is wonderful. And I actually agree with Chris on this, but not for the same reasons that you'd think. I think that if Hillary Clinton were in fact the Democratic nominee and she were running against Trump, there's enough people in this country that absolutely hate those two that would create fertile soil for a third party run, actually. And there's no better Democratic nominee than Hillary Clinton because she's so hated that I actually think it would be better for an independent run or a third party run of some sort if she is the nominee over somebody like, you know what's going to be up there. It's going to be a buffet of shit. It's going to be a huge pile of shit. It'll be like Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Hillary Clinton, and maybe a billionaire like Mike Bloomberg. So you're just basically like, okay, there's a pile of shit, that's a woman pile of shit, and then there's a black woman pile of shit, and then there's a billionaire pile of shit, and he's very tiny pile of shit right there, and then like maybe a homosexual pile of shit. And everybody's going to look at that and be like, no, I don't want anything to do with that. If Trump is allowed to run, which I don't know if he will be, he will cruise, and even though he has most of the populist right, the right poor people, if you will, there's still more independents and non-voters out there who are totally disillusioned with what those two people have to offer, that I think they'll be willing to turn to a very, very potent, well-picked duo that runs for either like the Green Party or People's Party or even Libertarian Party. I don't really care. Whoever can offer me the most potent duo that I think can get a third party on the map and has some decent ideals and has some good rhetoric and is good in debates, theoretically, because if they can pull enough of national polls, they can actually make the debate stage. Anybody who offers me that is going to have my support. And I think there's a lot of people that would be on board for that same thing, because even though Trump is relatively well liked by the populist right, a lot of people hate Trump. But not nearly as many people as hate Hillary Clinton. So it sets us up for a situation where it creates fertile ground for a useful third party run of some sort. So that's my argument. So I agree with Chris, but he thinks that Chris Cillizza, he thinks that Hillary Clinton can win again. It's like, no, that's the definition of insanity. If it's Hillary Clinton, Trump 2.0, Trump is going to whoop her fucking ass. I mean, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be like, metaphorically, such a bloodbath, the entire country will go red. I mean, it'll be brutal. So I don't want to see it for that reason, because I don't want Trump to win, and I don't want him to landslide victory any other parties. I don't want Trump to win, but it will make me happy to see a third party possibly get on the map, because Clinton and Trump are so universally hated. You're going to draw a lot of independents and inspire a lot of people to vote against that. People in this country, the Democrats know this, they're running this play right now, are able to be coerced into voting for something, not because it's the right thing necessarily, in this case it would be, but just voting against something is motivation in some cases for people to get elected. Like, the only reason Joe Biden got elected was the anti-Trump sentiment that was pushed out there by the Democrats, and that was enough to get him elected, even though he had nothing to offer. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, I think we can tell now, because they've both been in office, that they don't have anything to offer either. So that provides us a unique situation where there's enough people out there, I think, that are willing to go, listen, I'm going to roll the dice on anything other than that pile of shit over there. That Trump, Hillary Clinton, Buttigieg, DeSantis pile of shit. I will vote for anything else other than that. So I think this is actually interesting. I actually hope Hillary does run, and I'll tell you, I really hope Bernie does not. If Bernie runs, he will sheepdog a lot of people into the Democratic Party. He will get a lot of people to forget about a third party or an independent run and vote for him, where he will inevitably get cheated in the primaries again. He'll lose, and it will nerf the momentum for something outside the duopoly. So the ideal situation, actually, for me, has to be if Hillary and a couple other, people let's just say, a basket of deplorables, runs for the Democratic Party, like Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, all these people who have nothing to offer, and, you know, Hillary Clinton's borderline evil. Borderline. She's actually evil. She's actually a deplorable, as it turns out. Versus these yuckos on the right that have nothing to offer, and none of them can beat Trump anyway. I'd rather see that and nothing else than have Bernie go and run again, because he will trick some people. A lot of people will be tricked into voting for him in the primaries and supporting him, and he'll sheepdog a lot more donations to the Democratic Party, and that I'm not interested in that. We've run that experiment twice. It failed both times, and it was worse the second time when Bernie was fundraising like crazy and then performed very poorly against Joe Biden in the primaries. Of course, he was cheated both times. We know that. But you know what? How many times are we going to be fooled by that? So anyway, I hope Bernie doesn't run. I hope Hillary Clinton does run. That would make me very happy. I would love to see Clinton-Trump 2.0 and then have us do a lot of work during that election cycle to get one of these third parties on the map with a very, very strong tandem that a lot of people can get behind. And I've told you guys who I suggest you, who we look into. Remember, they don't have to be career politicians. They just have to be popular enough and well-versed enough in politics to be able to do one presidential campaign run and possibly debate on the debate stage. So that means, like, you know, you could go with somebody like Jesse Ventura, Cornel West, people with name value. Susan Sarandon would be great. We already know she can go viral by pissing off the shit libs. I would absolutely love for her to run on codifying Roe v. Wade. That would make me so happy, because they're now currently blaming her for Hillary Clinton's loss. Nothing would make me happier than for her to just, like, run third party and be like, fuck you. I'm running third party, and I'm going to run on actually codifying Roe v. Wade, which Hillary Clinton said she's going to do, but then she picked a anti-abortion VP. I will be running for the Green Party, and me and Cornel West, we're going to actually get this done, and here's how. That would make me very happy. But you pick a bunch of people like that have a little bit of name value, that have the ability to speak in public and go viral and weather the hatred of CNN and MSNBC and people like Chris Cillizza, and you've got a match made in heaven, and you might just get on the debate stage, you might secure some funding and get one of these parties on the map. That would make me very happy, and that would be very possible if Hillary Clinton is actually the Democratic nominee. I mean, no one's going to vote for that. No one's going to vote for that. Sorry. Everybody hates her. Everybody. Every time she endorses somebody, their opponent gets an influx of donations, and no matter what race you're talking about. So that tells you exactly how hated she is. People are willing to simply donate against the people that Hillary Clinton picks to win. So let me know what you think in the comments, and keep fighting that good fight out there. But yeah, nothing would make me happier than for Hillary Clinton to run again and be the Democratic nominee. Plus, it would be kind of funny to watch her lose again. Can we expect What Happened Part 2? We'll start fucking World War III with Russia because Hillary Clinton loses to Donald Trump, and then she comes up with some more shit. It's Putin's fault. Let's invade. Anyway, keep fighting that good fight. I'll talk to you later.